And this will be our third episode on this game. And for now, we're still using the basic equipment. I tried to make some money, but I ended up spending more in learning and making less. So we're still at around 72,000. So it is quite low, but I think we can manage to make money. Now, today's episode, we'll be trying to make money from these two small plots that we've made, and then we will later on, probably in the next episode or maybe in this episode, we'll make a field of the remaining spaces left in my territory. So yep, there's a lot of removal of these trees, so maybe we can start off with the forestation, and that would be a good fun learning experience. So meanwhile, on this field, this is he's been hired to like plow it with my little plow and my basic tractor. He's been taking ages just to make this trip complete. And I don't know why, but automated employees, they usually end up not completing the fields. It's probably because these are all customized and not a regular square shaped field or a rectangle. Uh, Maybe those edges like disrupt their work process or something. So enough with the overview of this place. So we are going to be like doing this cotton. Cotton turned out to give us a good profit, even though I had to figure out how to sell it. And over here we did canola again. So this time we're going to do cotton on this again and also on this field. So this gave us about $40,000 as a whole plot. So probably this will also come around approximate 40,000. This is slightly smaller than that one. So this has been fertilized, cultivated, and it's ready to be planted for sowing. And this one is getting plowed right now. So I did a few changes to like accelerate my growth because the main objective was my game was to like replicate the farm that I have here in real. So what I'm gonna do, what I did was that I went into options and I changed the economy easy. So it doesn't give a much of a difference from the hard one, but it's still good enough. It's decent. So you can pump in easily and start. So we can later on change this difficulty back to high. And another thing I changed was somewhere. Yep, there it is. Fieldstone. Fieldstone is. I thought it would have been like proper mechanic, but I think it just pops up every time on this field whenever I plow it. So I've like stones from this field twice now, and it's still popping up like they've never been removed from there. So I think it's an additional step which we will be taking out so that we can progress a bit faster, and later on maybe we can do that. So we have this good thing in this game is you can like keep fiddling around with the options and they save game. The bad thing is once you've saved it, there's no backup saves. If someone knows there are backup saves, let me know, but I think there aren't any. So this stump is still here and it bothers me a lot, but I'm just being lazy not to bring and spend some cash on that equipment to remove the stumps. And there's another one somewhere around here which like it's not a hassle, but when you have that lowered, there it is. When you have a harvester which is lowered, so it gets stuck here, so you have like lift it up, come here, and then start doing the harvesting. So, all right, so we're gonna wrap time and we're going to fast forward until these are completed, and then we start planting cotton. And I'll take you through all the stages of cotton, how to harvest it, how to harvest it, and how I managed to sell it. So it might be an odd way, but we'll do that, and we'll actually try both ways. The harvester had an option of automatic bale dispensing or something. I had that turned off, so in the end, I just had to like chuck out the whole block of cotton. So in next time we'll try that. Maybe it makes them into a smaller sized bales, but if it doesn't, so we just use the same equipment as last time and set it off. So we'll like quickly do the cotton, and then I'll manage a couple of rounds a year, a couple of years with cotton and another crop which might give good returns. So basically, what I did, why cotton? Because you can just go in this tab, check the rates. So these are all selling at these rates, which are decent, but go to cotton. In my game, cotton is giving a lot more. So that's why I chose cotton. And it gave a decent amount. Maybe these do depend on the amount of crops that gave out harvest as weight, like probably sugarcane has a very low buying selling point, but probably when you harvest it, it's like comes out in tons. So that's something that we will figure out later on. But for now, I'm just going to use cotton, get some capital, and then we will move on to progressing further. So we have this base, this whole strip. So we will make a field out of this. So my farm, I'll take out a clip sometime and show it to you. Probably if I have one, I'll just show it in this episode. So my farm actually goes like this. Road goes there, then it goes as a Y right here, and there's fields on the left and right, and between the Y there's a small field, and then we will like over here there's a cutoff, so we make a Y somewhere here, terrain tool, and we'll cut it off over here so our fields go on to the left side more. The right side will be probably this will be the border for the right side, and probably on the left side we take it somewhere here on the end. There's a canal on our left end, so we'll make an artificial one for the game, and we'll have the fields in between. And there's a village, part of village, which like comes across somewhere here, it goes up there, and like this, and then till the end. So the village will be cordoned off like this. So we leave that area, and we make the rest of the fields like the ones we have on our farm. So let me just get this done quick. So here's a small clip taken by my drone. It's a top-down view of my farm, and you can see the village. Uh, Towards the northwest side, you can see there's a road at the bottom and there's a road at the top right corner. So the top right corner is the one where we have started our game from. So the fields above that are the ones we've currently made in the game. And we can follow the rest later on. This I just wanted to show you the village. So here's the New Holland harvester that we use, and you can see we have a very conventional method of unloading the harvesters. And this tractor isn't the Massey. This was a rented guy who will take the grain towards the market. So we have the Massey ones. I think this one is a Ford or something, same generation. So here's some action of real harvester unloading the grain. So we've done completed the field. I've done half of the fertilizer. So let's start up our engine. It's the next month. We have to fertilize this, and then we'll start the planting. So here you can see there's two types of things I did. I was first using that plow. That was too small and it was taking too much time. So I had this cultivator. Not a cultivator, it was, what do you call it? Yeah, so I had this subsoiler. So I used that, and that does a different texture for the ground. I think it does. It doesn't do deep. It doesn't go deep in the soil. So, but it works for cultivation unless the field does say that it requires plowing. So you don't need to plow, and also for this field, since it was already limed, and we don't need to lime it again, so I'm just using this spreader for the fertilizer spreading. And after this, we'll go fast forward time and go into the month where we can we can sow our cotton. So I believe this fertilizer should be enough to cover this field. I hope it is. I don't want to buy another pack and then have it stored. I want to start fresh in the next crop. So, yep, I think it'll do the job. And we'll just finish this fertilizer up in the field, like empty it out, so that it doesn't have to be stored away. So here we are, our last round on the field, and then we'll go to the next step. So I'll fast forward to that step later on. All right, February has arrived, so let's slow our time back real time, and let's start off with plantation of cotton. So here we are at the shop. We first off we a medium or a small tractor with horsepower. The cedar or the call it cedars or the planters can like be used. So this one over here requires 125 and this 165, and there's length is this one is meters, this is also, so we can use 3 meters. They're the same almost. So what about the planters? We can go check. They're also covering 3 meters, but they require less horsepower. So go with this one. It's 49,000. Well, actually, we'll just go with they're cheaper. So we'll just grab this cheapest one, maybe this one. Oh, look at that. They both don't do cotton. Okay, so the basic mistake was right here. Do need a planter. Planters do cotton. So there's different types of seeds. They do. My bad. I forgot. I completely forgot. So we can grab this one. This will do a decent size, and we can use a tractor, which is first off. Let's see. We just get a small tractor, and need more than 100 horsepower on it. Let's see the max. I usually go for the one, this one star, but this one does a good job, so you can also go with this one. Let's just go with this one. I usually do this, so let's Z it out. Let's go grab the planter, and we can see one. Let's keep costs low, and let's take this stuff back to our farm. All right, we're back at our farm. Let's see where we have our seeds. I think these are it. So first off, select the cotton seed by pressing Y. It's right there on the guide, e-guide. Let's place it close to this and let's refill it up. So this one is all finished. So let's go to our next bag and we'll grab some from there and let's fill it completely up to 200 liters. So there we have it. It's full. Let's go here and let's press H for automated planting. So here we have our planter, which is sowing the seeds. And look at that, the crop rotation is good since last time we grew canola over here, and you'll be able to see the other one where it was already cotton. The crop rotation will be slightly less in percentage. So this is that mod we had, and so right now it's fertilized very well. It's almost up to 100%. So we'll have to do the fertilizer once it's done, so we might get to 100. This wasn't fertilized at all, so this one is at 50%. So this one will surely require what do you call liquid fertilizers. So since this crop had previous harvest was cotton and before that was soybean, so this one is going to have that rotation effect on it. So let's see. Let's wait for the plantation to be done, completed, and then we'll move on to the next stage where we will apply the liquid fertilizers and herbicides if required. Right, guys, so we planted our cotton fields and here is it's like started to sprout in the next month of March. We were planting it in Feb, so look at that, there's a lot of weeds and I did pull the ground as well. So yep, I forgot that. So there is a lot of weed growing here, but there's surprisingly the plowed areas, they're clear of weed right now. So that's something new. I didn't notice this before. So yep, there's some weeds flowing in here, but this is pretty clean. But what we're going to do today is, today in this month, is that we're going to spray some weedicide and we are going to do the liquid fertilizers. So let's hop on our Massey and let's go to the shop and lease out a sprayer. So the sprayer will be used for both liquid fertilization and the herbicides. So this time we're gonna grab a new one. I did actually put some weight on the front of my tractor to be able to not go into a wheelie when you grab that sprayer, the first one. But this time I'm going to try out the one with wheels on the back. So it's just going to be towed around with my tractor. So I wouldn't need to rent out a new tractor for spraying, and it's going to do the job. So we'll save up some money over there as well. So the trick is to save some money and keep going on with crops harvesting and all that. So you have to optimize your economics. So over here, this is the sprayers tab. You can see this one was the previous one we used. So this makes my tractor go into a wheelie. The front wheels go up in the air when it's filled up. So we're going to use this one. So it's slightly expensive and it will cost a bit more, but I'm sure my tractor will be able to handle this since these don't require any horsepowers, etc. So that is kind of huge. Let's see if my tractor can even tow that. Or we'll revert back to the old one. So there it goes, it's hooked up. Let's see. Now it's working. That's fine. Alright, my tractor is quite slow, but that's fine. Let's see when it's filled up what happens then. So this one is also excuse me, this one has a 27 meter coverage, that one had a 22 meter coverage, so we might just need a couple of rounds of this and it'll do the job. Have reached our fields. Let's see where the herbicide is because yeah, this is a herbicide. So let's fill our spray tank with this herbicide. I'm sure it's gonna use all of it. Yep. Let's see. You fill it up all the way. It's full. So this is a fertilizer. Maybe one of the boxes ahead is a herbicide too. And since we have both the fields at the same stage, we can easily go from one end to the other and then back. So here's the herbicide next box. Fill it up. That's also done. And let's see what this is. That's also herbicide. Nice. So all boxes loaded up. That will make my place a bit neat. So let's start up from this side, I guess. This side seems fine. We'll go in from this side to the other point of the other field. So that's going to help us make lesser trips. And I'm guessing it should be sufficient enough. Let's unfold the sprayer. Let's back it up a bit. So I'm guessing we do need to go a bit towards the left. Back it up and let's take it to the left. I'm really bad with trailers. I've learned a bit, but it's still hard for me. So we're going to go here. Let's see. Does this have to we just have to press B and it'll start spraying. So there we have it. Let's set on cruise control and let's press B and let it do its job. So there we have it. It's cleaning up everything. The edges that will be left out, we'll do them later on at the end when we're heading back. So look at that. That's perfectly cleaning up the weeds. So let's wrap this up. We will spray it on the cloud area so that it does clean it up too. Even if there's some weed growing later on, it'll do the job for them. And then we'll go ahead with the liquid fertilizers. So I made a border for the next field. We will have to take out those rocks and then get the field plowed. This will be a tricky part where there's a tree in between. Let's just unfold it. Now fold it back and then we'll turn around and go slightly inside the field and then open it up again. Yep, that worked. Alright, let's go forward. So there's an issue since the road was a bit diagonal. My whole of my all of my fields are now aligned with the road, and the border grid of the map is slightly different. So there's a issue with going in straight lines. So we'll be managing the missing parts later on. And yep, we do miss out on liquid fertilizers at times. So that's fine. There's some spots which are 100% fertilized, some go to like not less than 90%. So I believe that's not that bad. So let's get this weeding done and then we'll switch to the liquid fertilizers. Side it's all clear and we are going to go ahead with the liquid fertilizer. Going to fill these tanks up. Let's hope this does the complete job. And since this is a game and I'm like taking advantage of it, so technically when you have to take in a tractor when your field is like already sprouting and it's like growing, so you go make your wheels go between the dry areas, not over the plants. So since I'm my fields haven't been made like that, so I have to go diagonal as well. So completely diagonal is fine, but I'm probably running them over. So that works in the games, but otherwise in reality that's not fair. So let's get this done. Oops, my bad. We have to change the width to full. Let's back up a bit. Let it do the job, and now let's go. So when you're spraying liquid fertilizer, at times you'll be able to get an idea. You can visually see that the land is getting darker and the one which is not sprayed right now on our right side, that is slightly lighter. But at times over there, this point, it's not giving me that differentiation. So I don't know how this it should be giving you a hint that which part is fertilized so that you don't have to like measure on every turn that how much you have to turn and cover the whole field. But in real, yeah, you don't get any hints. You just know that okay, you passed through there, so that's why the plants are wet. So I guess it's fair enough, but it would have helped in the game. So let's reduce our spray width and let's pass through our last spot. And after that, there was a small piece of the small strip which was missing fertilizer near the road. So we'll just cover that and we'll be done. Then we will wrap time and warp time, whatever you call it. And then we will fast forward to the harvesting stage because after these three stages, there's nothing else to do. Just wait and harvest the crop. So this time we'll hopefully be getting good income out of it. So guys, we have fast forwarded time and now let's have an overlook. Look at the field info. You can see yield bonus is less than 90%. That means if we had done the rolling, it would have added around somewhat around 5 to 5% as per what I have found. And over here, you're still having 90 to 95%, and where it's probably this plowing has increased the yield bonus on this land. So I guess plowing is better than what I do. I use the subsoiler or basically a cultivator that does a shallow of land and the plowing does a deeper one. So let's just wait till this all grows up. I'll show you the next stage where it has flowers and the cotton is ready to harvest. So I'll quickly show you my subsoiler. Yeah, my instruments, equipment, or implements, whatever you may call them, they are just made to fit this tractor. So I'm just trying to be the farmer I am. So I guess until we start making money, we won't buy any bigger products. And also, in between, I might like use lease out bigger products, implements, and tractors so that we can like quickly make some sum of money and then replicate more of the land and purchase more of the land rather than taking up too much time. So let's fast forward. Let's so let's fast forward this September, and our crop is bound to be harvested in October. So this is the flowering stage. I just wanted you guys to see how it looks, and you can see that it has small white flowers. So let's move on to the harvesting stage, and let's speed up the time again. Guys, here we are with our cotton crop ready to be harvested. You can see the cotton all fuzzy on the dead plants, and it is ready to be collected now. So for cotton we need to go to the shop, and there's a different harvester for this. So you go to the cotton technology and you grab one of these. So these collect cottons and they make them into bales. And one more thing I noticed that you have different crops and stuff right here. You can just go select this and you have all the options of the required equipment for the crop. So you can like grab it right here. All right, guys. So I decided to start off our harvest from this side so that we can like go in straight lines and then we can finish it off at the end. So this is an interesting harvester. Look at the turning radius on this thing. It actually just pivots 90 degrees. This is pretty cool on this. So thing that I wanted to experiment on was that we are ready, set in line. We just press V to lower the harvester. That automatically unfolds the harvester as well, and it's ready to go. Just press B and it will do its job. So last time you can see on the controls, pressing Z turns on the automatic drop. So I didn't do that. So let's just press that and enable that mode. And I'm sure once it's full, then it will drop it. Then if that happens, that means last time I didn't like mismanage it. But if it drops smaller size bales, then that means that that's what you're supposed to do. So press 3, go on cruise control, and relax. Let it just go straight. Align it with the rows of cotton and just enjoy it. It's filling up and it's not throwing the bales, so I'm pretty sure it's going to throw one big bale. So that's where the forklift type of a thing that I had used last time, the bale pick or whatever you call it, we'll go and check that out later on. We'll use that, and you can transport it on a truck, a flatbed or something. I just took that whole bale and took it to the shop and dropped it right there, and it sold off. So let's the harvester do its job while we have a cup of tea. So look at this, the turning radius on this is pretty nice. You can just stop there, make your U-turn and start off again, but make sure to make the tires go straight again because it takes some time to get back to its straightened position. So I think we just missed our row there, so we just turn it right here and let's keep doing it. Don't worry about the small tits and bits that remain at the end. We're not pros, so we do have our limitations. We miss out on edges, we do stuff like that. Or you can just press H and hire a guy who will keep doing the stuff. For me, that works at times, and at times they stop halfway through. So that's why I usually like make them do somewhere, start in the middle of the field, and they'll do the major chunk, and then I'll finish the things off. So just for the sake of this video, so I'm going to do it right now. I'll press H here, so now it's automated. Now let the guy do its job, and we can jump out and have a look at the field. So here, the harvester just plucks off the cotton balls of the cotton plant, and then it just leaves these bushes behind. So these can be like just use a plow or cultivator or whatever. You can just prepare the next field over these, and they'll just get mulched into the land. So look at that. That guy is going fine. So it's going to do most of the job on this side of the field. So let's see if this one crosses the small division between the plots and goes there. If it doesn't, it's just going to finish this off. So I'm hoping this will give us a good chunk of income, and we'll be able to expand into another field, and that will make us have a steady income yearly, and after that we can move on to growth. So it's stopped here, so it's going to excuse me, it's going to finish off this field and then move on to that. Like we'll have to take the harvester into the other field and then press H again, and it'll get automated. So one thing that is good is when it's automated, it's not destroying the fields when it's maneuvering like that. But when you're doing it, if you go into the crops, it's just going to destroy the field and you'll have flat ground mud there. Alright, so let's get this done and we go how to go on to how we sell the bales later on. Here we are, we're done with our cotton fields, and the harvester was still not filled up to 100%, so we failed to show off that automatic drop. Actually, we failed to even see that. I haven't seen that either. So I'll just show you what it might be doing when it gets to 100%. Since we're done with the harvesting, we're going to dump off our cotton. We'll just stack it somewhere right here, close to the edge of our plot. So when you're here, you just press, look, there's a button, unload unfinished bale. So that's method I saw. So it's just going to make a huge poop, white poop. So look at that. Probably the shape is not perfectly rectangle. So I'm assuming since it's not 100%, it wasn't 100% filled. So it reflects on the shape of the car. Maybe it's the same when you're doing it on 100%, but that's what I'm assuming because it feels nice. So let's return this harvester and collect the cotton and sell it, and let's see what we get out of it. Shop to return the harvesters, but right before we go, I wanted to show you a couple of things about this massive machine. First off, look at the comb it has. It has like these protruding things to grapple the individual plants, the rows, and then there's just spiked rotator kind of things. They just pluck off the cotton. So these wires probably just guide it perfectly right here so that the plant gets squeezed and the cotton just gets plucked off. This is really interesting. It's a new thing for me to watch, and I'm sure there's ducts which are leading to the box here. And you might have noticed when we were using this, you can see these hydraulics, they push down and compress the cotton which is collected inside, which turns it into a bale. So it's pretty cool. So let's just return this, and it's gone. So now we have to sell our cotton, and we will be bringing a telehandler. This is the one I used last time. Try to find the one which is quite heavy, since this time we have a lot of more weight on it. So let's hope it can easily pick that up. We can try this one, last one. And this is the bale fork which I was talking about. So we will just go and push it into the bale and lift it up. So I'm sure these are used to like lift and drop them into trucks. But since we only have one bale, we'll just use it and do the truck bale and sell it off and return the. So let's lease this out. So it's going to cost us a bit since it's expensive, but not that much compared to that harvester. That cost us around 25K or something. So this is the method I'm using. Please do comment and let me know if there's another way to do this. But this is the thing I've been doing. So let's take it to the bales and drop it off right here at our shop. So it has a decent speed. Let's see the lights on this. Pretty cool. Oh, there's high beams. The top one's on the cabin. Nice. So there's our cotton, and I'll show you one thing, how you can like manage to judge what will work and what won't, because I tried with the small truck and it didn't work. It got hanged by the weight of the cotton. To this, you can see it's a 4-ton weight, and we can't lift it unless you have that mod there. So I think we did bring a thing which was more overpowered for this work, but that's fine. So look, it's on the bottom right next to our speedometer. Once we push the fork in, it shows the amount of cotton we are holding right now. And then you can just use your left mouse click and use left or right to like lower or raise it. Wait, let me change the angle. So like this, and pull it back, lift it up, and then again left to tilt it like that. And you can just take it any way you want. And there's more buttons to it. You can press right click and extend or retract that. But there's options you can watch on the controls panel, and you'll see different options to do different things. There was a truck which I brought which had you could like press left mouse button and right mouse button to do a certain kind of movement for the attachment. So there's various different things for different uses. So here we are, our final output of 2 cotton fields. Let's see what it brings. I'm assuming it's going to give us around 70K, which won't be bad, which will be sort of fine, but we have a long way to go. So you just come here and you can just lower it, oops, and right there, place it on the ground and back up. There it goes. and it's got sold 75,000. I was almost pinpointed that. So 75,000 and we're back to 92,000. So we started off somewhere around 62K. But technically we ended up earning 30,000 in this whole process. So I can safely say we need one more field, and then we might need to like have enough that we can. Sorry, I started off the tractor. So we will have enough income so that we can like progress further. So that's it for this episode. This was a whole episode on how to like get cotton grown and then sell it. So get those. Hello there, buddies. Yeah, I'm friendly. This is not Call of Duty. I wouldn't hunt you down. So next step would be like since we have that crop rotation thing going on, we will have to change to another crop. Let's see what we have in our options. Uh, this wheat would cheaper. So first, see the calendar. When is the next crop? That can wheat and barley can be right now. So go with that. Wheat is just 1,000. So they'll get harvested in July and June, which will end up taking up the whole week. I don't know why this game isn't accurate about these. These seasons should be shorter for each crop. They don't take the full year. So if that was done accurately, we could have had like two crops in 1 year. That wouldn't make sense. So, anyways, since we don't have that option, so next option is everything. So we can go check out this profitable thing next to cotton. So it's not cotton, something else. So this is fine. All it I'm sure will take time. Trees usually take 5 years just to grow, so I don't think that's the case in this game. They might be like put down trees and they'll give you fruit next year, and then you just keep harvesting them every year. So corn isn't a great potato essentially isn't the maximum rate. I'll have to have a look at this since these rates are pretty low compared to others, but probably their output might be so much that might be able to the profits. So I think sunflower is crop for and sunflower is in March. That's it, guys. Let's wrap this up and for the next crop sunflower and we'll see how much profit that gives in the next episode. I'll let you guys know and I'll have some short clips on showing you the sunflower field in full bloom. That should be pretty good. And then in this episode we'll try something new to move forward. Alright, see you guys soon.